to the information department with 247 and chick survival. I know Clarine, I saw a couple of information department. Thank you so much. The cabinet members present here and all the state governors, the heads of missions, the executives. I thank you all so much for coming up today. Again, tomorrow is Mother's Day, so we got to really make it brief today, and so I've been kind of pretty busy. But again, I want to use this opportunity to thank everyone that have joined this fundraising. We also want to use this opportunity to remember our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. We are waiting to hear what Finland is going to come up with. Like we all know, they said they finished the investigation that is wrought with deceit and with transnational repression, investigation that is wrought with lies, investigation that is wrought with injustice. Again, it's just based on the little information they've released. According to them, they will now hand over their investigation to maybe another department, the Justice Department of Finland, that can now come up with any indictment if there is any. But from the information they've released so far, we know that Finland has done a very bad job, injustice to self-determination and the self-defense of the innocent indigenous Biafrans and other indigenous Nigerians. It is obvious that all the human rights abuses and all the injustices that have been reported to Finland, they neglected that. They've neglected that to, according to them, investigate a wide range of terrorist group. We are the terrorist group that Finland is referring to, nobody else. So if Finland could succumb to what Nigeria, the terrorist state, as of yesterday, today, the Nigerian government has killed 4 innocent children in I think it's either Oru State or one of our Biafra states, in the Biafra territory. Nigeria is the terrorist, not we, not Biafran. So Finland, you need to get that clear first. You need to know who is committing the act of terrorism. As of today, the Nigerian state, headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa, continues to unleash act of terrorism against innocent Biafrans. They killed 4 innocent children today in Biafra land. Finland, that is terrorism. Right there. That is terrorism. If you do not know what terrorism means, Nigeria is a terrorist state. So when Finland neglects the terrorist state of Nigeria and labels innocent Biafrans a terrorist group, who told Finland that indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, who told Finland that we are terrorists? Who gave that labeling? Because they said it. So is it Nigerian terrorist states, Tinubu, Christopher Musa, Bianca Ojukwu that reported, Tinubu that reported to you, Finland, that we, IPOB, that we are terrorists? Then you believe them, right? You believed the lies perpetuated by the Nigerian state because you want to enjoy economic gain from Nigeria. You want to milk that oil that comes from Biafra land. And based on that, you've joined the terrorist state of Defense Chief Christopher Musa of Nigeria to label Biafrans as terrorists, right? We are waiting for the indictments that you, Finland, is going to come up with. Biafra, we are a sovereign nation, and we are waiting for that. We are waiting to see how this game will end. between Finland, Nigeria, and the United States of Biafra. According to the Finland Criminal Police Bureau Department, they went on this nationwide investigation, both in Nigeria and everywhere. I don't even know, everywhere, possibly America. I believe they told the American government that I am a terrorist, and they needed that investigation. But guess what? America told Finland to go to hell.
Yes.
America told Finland to go to hell. You have no clue what you are talking about. How can you leave the Nigerian terrorist state? President Tinubu, that is the real terrorist, and you are trying to label people like us as terrorists. They tried. I'm telling you, Finland approached America, but they failed woefully. Woefully, because America is a country that is built on the rights of the citizens. They know what being independent means. They know what self-determination means. They know what self-defense means. So when Finland came with that globalist agenda, they are operating in Europe with Netherlands, with Norway. America told them to go to hell. That is why they could not proceed with their lies, with their fake investigation in America. But did they try? Yes, they did. Did they inform American FBI? Yes, they did. I know they did. So we are waiting. We are waiting for.
Right.
We are waiting to see how it's going to end up. How our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, who is defending our land, defending people from this Nigerian terrorist state, we are waiting to see how Finland is going to label our Prime Minister a terrorist person, a terrorist sponsor. They've already labeled some innocent Biafrans as terrorist financiers. Remember, Finland arrested 4 innocent Biafrans alongside our Prime Minister. And according to them, they investigated. We have all the questions they asked these innocent individuals, innocent Biafrans. Finland labeled them terrorist financiers just because they do not want to cohabit in a country with people with reintegrated terrorists. Biafrans do not want to live with Nigeria that reintegrates and rehabilitates non-terrorists into the country, hire them into the military, into the police, give them AK-47, send them to southeast, southwest, all parts of Nigeria to kill innocent and indigenous Christians. That is what Nigeria do today as we speak. That is why Finland colluded and tried to label innocent Biafrans as terrorist financiers just because of what you and I do today. Raising money to build our new nation, Biafra. Raising money to defend our people from the terrorist state of Nigeria that today has killed 4 innocent children in Biafra land. I believe that information is already on the table of the Finland Criminal Police Department. Biafrans, make sure we send it to them. So, who is the terrorist? That is the question. I want every international community, international leader to ask Finland, who is the terrorist? Is it Nigerian state that have been labeled as the most dangerous country for Christians to live in? And you think that just happened? No, it didn't just happen. Nigeria, President Tinubu, Christopher Musa, we are part of this. They facilitated the reintegration of terrorists into Nigeria. That is why today Nigeria has been labeled as the most dangerous country in the world for Christians to exist. So Finland, didn't you read that? Are you not aware of this? who is a terrorist. Is this the Nigerian state? You should be ashamed of yourself to even attempt to label us terrorists, and you allow Nigeria and their government that is the terrorist people to go free. Finland, you should label Nigeria a terrorist state because you have the reports of the human rights abuses. You have it on your table, Alexander Stubb. You have those reports on your table. Apart from our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, making those formal reports to you of those human rights abuses, those killings, those reintegration of terrorists into the Nigerian state, which is a policy of the Nigerian state. You have it on your table. How do you make the world a better place? When you leave the terrorists and you are going after innocent indigenous Biafrans, indigenous Christians in Nigeria, you are labeling terrorists because you want to milk the honey, the oil from the Biafra state. You want to have economic collaboration with Nigerian terrorist state. That is why you've lost your conscience. Your integrity is at stake at this point. Finland, under Alexander Stubb, whatever your name is, your integrity is at stake because you are fully aware of the criminal. You are fully aware of the terrorists. You are fully aware of who is committing the crime. But you turn a blind eye because you want to sign economic partnership with Nigeria. Nothing else. That is it. But you signed under the United Nations, under the European Union, to make the world a better place. You signed to report human rights abuses to the European Union Human Rights Commission. Finland, have you done that? As we speak today, all the several emails Biafrans sent to you about the killings, about the human rights abuses, it is on the table of the Finland police, criminal police department bureau. You have all those reports. What have you done with them? We are going to see how this game is going to end. Since you've decided to collude with the Nigerian state, we have taken this case to the appropriate quarters, Biafrans and the international world, and we will see how this is going to end. I want to also use this opportunity to remember our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, who is going through almost the same thing. The same thing in the Nigeria DSS dungeon. The same thing. They just ask to let their people go. Let their people be free. Let their people live in a country that they do not have reintegrated terrorists, because such a country can never move forward. Such a country cannot progress. The people in such a country can never attain the highest level, the God-given strength they have. They cannot develop because the terrorists will continue to strike. The terrorists will continue to take over their homes, destroy their farmlands, kill them and harvest their organs. That is all that Nnamdi Kanu have said. And Nigeria plotted and planned with the Kenyan government, kidnapped him in Kenya and brought him to Nigeria. So where is the justice? Where is the peace? And you think you will go free after doing all this? And you think the world will be a better place? No. Violence begets violence. When you engage in act of terrorism by kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, bundled him to Nigeria without going through the due process of extraditing a British citizen from Kenya to Nigeria, when you don't go through that process, that means you have made the world a bad place, a very dangerous place. That's what Nigeria has promoted. That is what Kenya has promoted, and that's exactly what Finland is promoting at this time. And you think if you take away Nnamdi Kanu, and you think if you take away Simon Ekpa, you will stop the independence of the United States of Biafra. You failed, because United States of Biafra is now an independent state. We declared our independence in Finland on November the 29th, 2024. It is in the world history. Nobody can stop that. We are a free nation, and we will continue to engage in activities that make us a sovereign state. Nobody can stop that. We have the 40 states of the United States of Biafra. We have the Biafran army. We have the Biafran generals. We have the executives of the 40 states, 15 counties in every state, with the wards and the districts. These individuals must continue to protect the sovereignty of the United States of Biafra. It is our right to do that. It is their right to do that. So taking away Nnamdi Kanu and taking away Simon Ekpa and labeling a whole people, the indigenous people of Biafra, labeling them as terrorists, which was done by the criminal Nigerian state. And you think that we stop what we do? No way. No. The earlier you let Nnamdi Kanu go, leave him alone. Leave Simon Ekpa alone. Allow us to build our new nation. Allow us to build one of the best and one of the freest countries in the world, in Africa, United States of Biafra. Allow us to develop at our fullest God-given potential. You must allow us to do that. You have no choice than to allow us to do that. We have the right to do that. We have the right to self-determination. We have the right to choose our leaders, which over 50 million Biafrans have done through a self-referendum conducted both online and in homeland. We voted, and 99.9% of that voted to exit Nigeria. That is exactly what we have done. There is nothing you can do about that. I promise you. I promise you. The earlier you leave us to build our nation, the better. The earlier you leave Nnamdi Kanu alone, the better. The earlier you leave our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa alone, the better. This battle, you will never win it. Currently, Nigeria is occupying a foreign land, and that is a terrorist act on its own. They've killed 4 innocent children today, or just yesterday, with their helicopters. President Tinubu and Christopher Musa instructed them to kill those innocent children in Biafra territory. That is a terrorist act. We must defend our we must defend our people. Again, thank you, Biafrans. And on that note, from the you can
bless every of your cabinet, everybody that is in your cabinet, taking care of all the whole of this our movement. Because I know with time it's not easy here, because I know what I'm going through with time. So for you people who volunteer yourself to be helping us for this job, I say may God bless all of you.
Amen.
I have a question, please. You know, I just fall into this new, so I would like to get up a little bit things there. For one thing, I want to ask, please, this hotel we are we're going to negotiate, is it going to be paid with our fund or individually?
It's not we're negotiating. Their rooms are already sold out. It was everybody takes care of their room. It was individual.
Oh, super. Yeah. Okay, good. Again, I wanted to make a transfer. But then I find out that there is a name of Hausa man in that in the account to this thing there. So I get somehow scared, and that is why I never made the transfer. So I want to confirm.
Yeah. So
If
you want it to be Bowman, so they will come and carry Bowman, right? So is that what you want? Huh?
Yeah.
It's a
Because
Kamuri Bowman, right?
already Bowman, and then I'm already where. But I will stand them there, my sister. A man in Magabe in Hausa land before.
Do you know? You know that Nnamdi Kanu has friends in Hausa land. Do you know that our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa has a lot of Hausa friends? He promoted them because Hausas have been overtaken by Fulanese. Their lands have been taken. They've been killed by the Fulanese. Do you remember the little girl, Khadija, who was our Prime Minister specifically posted her on his Twitter handle several times? He was praising Prime Minister, and then a lot of her peers are emulating our Prime Minister. Do you know there are thousands of houses today that our Prime Minister is their how do you call it? Their mentor. Do you know that?
Okay, now I'm clarified. I don't know. So now I don't need to scare again.
If you've been following our Batobie and if you've been following our leader Nnamdi Kanu, I think you'll be very, very clear on that. Yes. But these are, we have a lot of friends of Biafrans at our houses. In every religion, let me be very clear to Biafrans, in every religion, there are bad people in every religion.
Yeah.
There are good Muslims. There are bad Muslims. There are good Christians. There are bad Christians. So these Christians that you see take tithes, take offerings from Biafrans, and they fly all over the world in private jets, not one. Some of them have 2, 3, 4, 5 private jets from the sweat of innocent Christians. How do you describe those individuals? How do you describe them? How do you describe individuals that make some Christians come to their church Monday through Friday and just put in all they have and they don't have a job? Those citizens that come to their church, they don't have a job. They cannot feed them. They cannot help them. How do you, where is the manipulation there? United States of Biafra is a country where we will respect every citizen. We will respect every religion. As long as you go and respect the Constitution of the United States of Biafra. That is a country we are building. That is a country we've sworn we are going to protect.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you very much.
So when you see some of these criminals that call themselves Biafrans, and they're telling you, oh, that one is outside, they are even doing worse things than some of these houses. They are the ones reporting the account of innocent Biafrans that we are using to do fundraising. These are Biafrans. They are the ones killing Biafrans. They are the ones in Ebubago. They are the ones in Operation Udogachi killing our people. Are these not Biafrans? Are these not Christians? So do not let them deceive you or deceive anyone. There are houses that are friends of Biafrans. What we know is that we are not going to tolerate any Fulani terrorists in Biafra land. All those Fulanese that move cows from one place to the other, they need to move to the north. Carrying AK-47, attacking our people, killing our people in their farmlands, destroying our farms. None of them will be allowed in Biafra land.
No.
But any citizen, regardless of your age, your gender, your religion, as long as you keep to the Constitution of the United States of Biafra, you will be protected in our land. That is the country we are building. But our Constitution was also very, very clear on the approved religions in Biafra land, the official religions, and then the rules that guide religions that are not official. When you read our Constitution, you will understand all that very, very clearly.
Thank you very
Do
much.
not be deceived. There are criminals that are called themselves Biafrans. They do worse things, even more than those houses. That
You are
help.
right.
And some of
You're
these
right.
houses, the Prime Minister have worked with them over the years. Over the years.
You're right. Thank you very much for your information.
Biafrans know. Even the account, the local account that was approved by our Prime Minister that we should be using to donate money. Immediately, our Prime Minister was called for questioning. These criminals, they hijacked that account.
They are thief people.
They hijacked it. And it was, and these are Biafrans, so they are not houses, right? They are not, it's not Hausa name, it's not Malam or Ibrahim. These are Igbo names that are on those accounts, but they hijacked those accounts. The criminals that went to hijack our password on the email that was created by us, by the Prime Minister on our Brigade account, who are those that hijacked and changed those passwords? They are Biafran names, right?
Yeah.
So how do we start to say, oh, this one is good, this one is bad, that one? Meanwhile, you have more bad people around you, surrounding us, trying to disrupt what we are doing than looking for houses or something like that.
They have failed. Do you hear from them again? Their cabinet is dissolved.
Thank you so much.
Their cabinet, onye ji ihe nwa aweli aka elu akara we ahụ gị wedi ewetu. So aka gbajiele ha ewetuole ya, so anyị ga-ewezu obodo. So next week,
that's what they do. When you have those that claim they are, oh, I believe, we are Biafran, we are this, we do, but then you see them doing criminal activities right under your nose. You see them lying against innocent Biafrans. Like the one that lied that I'm a Fulani person, that I lived in Kano. Is that not a Biafran? Is that not a people person? So how do you now say this criminal is good? And then somebody, because their name is outside, they are your so-called enemy. So how do you, as Biafran, we must look beyond all these childish sentiments. We must build a country where we respect everyone. We must build a country where we respect you, regardless of your age, your gender, your religion. As long as you obey the laws of the United States of Biafra, that is the country our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu wants. That is the country our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa wants. Not people that will hide under Biafran name and be committing crimes. Like the Prime Minister says, they always insult people that are better than them. Always remember that. They always go after those that are better than them. The Prime Minister said that. They always say that. That's all you need to know. He knows all of them very well, regardless of what they pretend to do, regardless of what they try to do. Those words by our PM, Simon Ekpa, that they go after those that are better than them in this struggle. Always remember that. That's what they do. They can pretend all they do. And I tell Biafrans, if the Prime Minister was around, some of these criminals, they won't be doing what that's why I keep saying they have, to start with, they have no basis to be doing what they're doing. They have no basis to be doing what they're doing. But because they've looked around and they didn't see the PM, they think they can come out and play a holier than thou attitude. Some of them, the Prime Minister have spiritually suspended all of them. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. For an ingrate to come out and be insulting Sister Leone, that tells you how low some of these individuals can go. They can't match her, not in money, not in intelligence, nothing, no comparison, but they derive pleasure in insulting those that are better than them. The Prime Minister said that. The survival whistle, they have no clue because they are ignorant. Because again, when we say people are, that people are mediocres and they are illiterates, some of them, they pick offense. Our mothers, our parents, they didn't go to like college. Some of them, they didn't go to college, but they have what is called wisdom, common sense, knowing those that are better than you. The Prime Minister says that they go after those that are better than them because they have nothing to offer. We give them content. Some of them, if they don't call me in their program, they will never get viewership. I give many of them content. Until they call my name, people are not going to watch their programs. They do not understand the power of whistle. And I keep telling people, just like when you go to Israel, an average house in Israel, they have a bunker, what we call a bunker, where they will always slide in. Because of the history, we must do things that are peculiar to our people, peculiar to our history. When you go to Israel, once they hear that sound, most of them, they go into those bunkers. An average home in Israel has a bunker because of their history, how people attack them. That is why they decided that most of the homes in Israel, they have bunkers. So that when the enemies come to attack them, and once they hear that sound, all of them, they'll go into those underground bunkers to protect them, to live. So when we've chosen the whistle as our survival mode from the terrorists that are reintegrated by the Nigerian state, pushed into our land, some of these illiterates, they can never comprehend, they can never understand that because their intelligence can never go to that level. And I tell people, this United States of Biafra, at this time, it doesn't need any mediocre. You must be very high skilled. You must think outside the box for us to defeat our terrorist enemies sent by the Nigerian state. Some of them do not have the capacity to do that. And you begin to wonder, how do you help them? If you are a Biafran and you don't know what to do anymore, please shut your mouth and just go home and rest. Allow people now that have what it takes to protect and defend Biafra, allow them to do the job. The phase we are right now is not a phase for mediocres. It's not for Ndio Timpu. It's not for all these Bazabuza people. Phase I know now, but a highly skilled phase. But let me tell you, the Fulanese, they are smart. Some of their kids are very, very intelligent. So we need Biafrans that have a higher skill, higher intelligence to be able to defeat them. Not the crowd of all these people that they are just pitiful set of people, very pitiful set of individuals making noise on the social media. Those are not the people that will, this last battle in Biafra, this last battle, it's not those kind of people. So again, I thank you, Sister Olewune, a wonderful sister. We respect you. We respect your profession. Biafra respects what you bring to the table. Some of the things you've done, these individuals that talk about you, in the next 50 years, they can never attain to that level. Never. But we know what you bring to the table, financially, morally, spiritually. And when you look at these individuals that make, some of them, if you ask them to even give you like $300 every month for this restoration, they don't have it. They can't provide it. These are mediocres that are poverty-stricken. Some of these media people that follow them and make noise, to even put $200 a month to this restoration, they don't have it. It's not as if they have, they don't want to give, they don't have it. and they can challenge people that produce $500, $1,000, $2,000 monthly to the restoration of Biafra. When we, on most occasions, when we want to, like when we're going to Finland, these criminals like Sonia Ekpa, they have to beg Odogwu to give them tickets, hotel, everything free. And Odogwu gives them because Odogwu knows they don't have it. He gives it to them free of charge. They'll give them ticket free. They'll give them hotel free. Everything free. Because Odogwu know they are poverty-stricken individuals. But they will come out and be making noise. Oh, we are the Biafra. They have no penny. They are poverty-ridden individuals. All of them. Put all of them together. They don't have the money. They don't bring the money. They don't bring the intelligence. Nothing except noise. Noise. That is why we've always said the final push to protect Biafra can never be done by poverty-stricken individuals. Because these Southeast and South governors, they bribe them. Once they offer them some peanuts, they will change. That's all they do. They change based on who is talking to them. Like the foolish one that was saying, oh, that they would do this. She went to Finland, and after disgracing herself, she came out to say, oh, that the people that have rescheduled another day for marching, initially she said she would never support them. In the same month, she said, oh, she will support them. How do you, Biafran, trust people that eat from the two sides of their mouth? We don't need them. Those are not the people we need in this final push. And it's okay for them to just keep quiet. And that's what I keep telling people. It's okay to keep quiet. The part you've played in the restoration of Biafra has been recognized.
Yes.
It has been recognized. But at this stage, most of them they fall short. They do not have what it takes. They do not have the capacity. They do not have the intelligence. I can't believe we are a primary 5 person or a school cert holder is trying to tell a doctorate degree person on how or what to do. There's just so much they don't have. But in leadership, in skills, in training, in so many things. That's what most of them they have. They don't have it. So again, thank you so much, Sister Lewune, for that increase in your donation.
Thank you. Okay, no,